Ladies and gentlemen, I've done something bad. Something that I've truly never done before. Now, this happened in the most recent video that you may or may not have seen because not many people did. It only got about 1,000 people saw it before I took it down, which is quite a bit. So maybe some people will see it and recognize it. I know at least one person that did, for sure. So let me go ahead and show you guys a small snippet. If I slow it down here, maybe you will recognize it there. So, if you didn't, all this footage you've already seen before. Now, I have no idea how I could have even done this. Now, I want to specifically give a shout out to this person because they recognized it when even I didn't. So crazy that you even noticed it, but it wasn't exactly something that I did that was like maliciously re-upload the same footage, because it wasn't exactly the same video. Hell, I mean, like, I edited the video in a different way. Like, there's more clips in it, completely edited. You know, it took me like 2 goddamn hours to edit like a normal PvP video. You know, I intended it to be like another PvP video. I didn't even realize that I had uploaded the footage for that video before, which is insane. I guess I must have just not deleted it when I uploaded it like almost 2 years ago at this point. But yeah, the footage that was used for the PvP video was already footage that I had used in a previous video, which is kind of insane. Like, I've never done that. Usually whenever I use the footage, I end up like deleting it instantly. I must have not done that this time around, so I apologize that there was a PvP video. Maybe some people were wondering what the hell happened. You know, it went up and then instantly went down. You know, oh, what did I say in it? But no, that was pretty much it. Like, I didn't even realize that I did it. So I do want to say I'm sorry. He also brought up the question of PvP. Like, do I just not enjoy it anymore? Do I not like playing it? And I will say that I have played it far less than I originally played, like Dark Souls 3 or even in the beginning of Elden Ring. But, you know, I think people kind of know my stance on PvP at the moment. I just don't feel like it really hit the same way for me as Dark Souls 3 did. Dark Souls 3 PvP for me was like something that I, for some reason, could just go back and play endlessly. But it wasn't even really like much longer. It was like maybe another year than I've played Elden Ring PvP before I got like completely burned out on Dark Souls 3 and like never really went back. For Elden Ring, I do still like going back every once in a while. Now I realize that those videos just as well don't really hit the same way the Dark Souls 3 videos did. And it's fair. You know, I feel like a lot of people's criticisms with PvP and Elden Ring is that just a lot of the build felt really kind of the same that you ran into. You're almost always running into the same like 3-4 weapons, which is true after a while of watching that and just knowing how somebody's going to dodge a Moon Veil or how somebody's going to dodge a Rivers of Blood. It can get kind of boring to watch. But I do still like going back and throwing in those videos every once in a while, because I think Elden Ring and I guess Invasions in general for Dark Souls just offer an experience that you don't really have in any other game. So I do still like going back and playing every once in a while and then kind of spicing those videos in here and there. But when it comes to the footage that I did use, I do have tons of old footage from like a year, 2 years ago and stuff like that I've just never used. I thought that was one of those, but turns out I was wrong. It was an unfortunate situation that, again, like I said, it's edited completely in a different way. Took my time to edit that one in a completely different way. Had no idea this other one even existed, to be honest. So it wasn't like intentional, and I try to like throw people off and be like, oh, I'm gonna get 2 videos of the same thing. So I hope people didn't take it that way and think that I was like trying to screw people over for another video. You know, I completely unlisted the video and then uploaded a different one. Like I said, I have like 3 videos at any time ready to go just in case some dumb situation happens or I can't upload or I can't edit or something like that. So another video went up instantly, which was the finale of the poorly translated mod, which at this point, kind of crazy by the way, we've done every single game poorly translated. We did Sekiro, all the Dark Souls, we did Elden Ring. So now we don't really have any type of poorly translated to do in the future. I could see myself going back to like the DLC of Elden Ring and maybe doing poorly translated on that. But for now, it's kind of insane that we are pretty much out of the poorly translated. Now, there's other games that got poorly translated. We got Skyrim, which I believe was the OG poorly translated. I've seen poorly translated for like Mass Effect as well. I do definitely want to branch out and do a little bit of modded content for other games. I have some ideas for like Mass Effect. There was a big mod that I wanted to try out. There's a specific mod we've also been looking at for Skyrim that lets you turn viewers on Twitch and YouTube chats, actually I think it's just Twitch chat for now, into NPCs into Skyrim. So maybe that'll be something we do in the future. But in terms of PvP, I do still enjoy it. I like going back every once in a while. You'll see me playing it every once in a while. But for sure, it's not as big for me as Dark Souls 3 was. Like it doesn't hit the same way. I have said it a couple different times after they ended up patching the Ashes of War to make them a little bit weaker and make a lot of weapons a little bit weaker. I thought the only people that got kind of screwed by that were the invaders, because for the most part, every single fight you're going to get into is a 2v1, 3v1, so having them do the lower damage, but there's 3 of them that can't hurt each other, is still like kind of bad for the invader, because then you're just the only one doing less damage now. Obviously, individually, they're going to do less damage, but for the most part, they're almost always together. You're just going to get obliterated. So that was one of the reasons that Elden Ring PvP was kind of like made a little bit more boring for me. So I haven't played it nearly as much as I did play the other ones, but I will still play PvP. I'll go back every once in a while, play it, especially, honestly, the only thing I'm waiting for is the DLC. The DLC is going to add like 30 new weapons. We're going to see a lot of variety from people actually that you invade, and you're going to see a lot of variety from me as well when it comes to the weapons that I get to use and try out, and hopefully a lot of them are actually competent. You know, that was one of the big things that I feel for Elden Ring. Like Dark Souls 3, because of the system where you get the 2-hit staggers, that was very different compared to Elden Ring where you get really 1 hit, and for the most part people just kind of spam Ashes of War. It was almost like a game of who has the strongest Ashes of War, which I just didn't like. It didn't really vibe with me as much. So that is one of the big reasons that Elden Ring has kind of seen a backseat to mods and other games and stuff like that. But I'm just waiting for this DLC, and at this point we are almost 2 months away now, like almost a month and a half away. So it's not a long time that we get to wait. We got a bunch of things to play in the middle. We just had another crab game. We have Stellar Blade coming out. We got Dragon's Dogma, Rise of Ronin. Obviously, there's even more up ahead, but even just those games that's like 200 goddamn hours right there. So we got a lot of things to play on the way, but I wanted to make this just in case somebody thought that I was like, you know, hiding something when I made the video private or anything like that. I just wanted to say it's nothing like that. It was kind of like a funny little accident that I'll be sure to try to never do again, but odds are with how many videos I upload, it may happen again in the future, and if it does, then I apologize. You guys feel free to call me out, and then I'll private the video and upload another one. But for now, we'll call that a 1 of 1, and that's the first time and hopefully the last time that I will have done that. But I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss actual videos in the next one. Thank you if you made it this far, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye, everybody.